Hello. Good to be back here. Hope everyone is well. And I'm putting this on a little bit late, looks like, so I'm going to hurry up. Um, this is going to be kind of short, but next week I'm going to be doing the 12 women of the Bible that concern essential oils, and that might be a little bit longer. Uh, The beginning oils, basically Egyptians and Israelites, Jewish people. Um, and some of the information I had, I couldn't find, and I know it's online here. But I also have all kinds of information, and I've got all kinds of books. So it's kind of interesting, I think. I like to know about the history of essential oils. And there's more in the beginning, it was more in anointing and healing. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this. I haven't really done that in the past, but that's what we're going to do for this. They used oils in the beginning for medicine. The Egyptians especially used it for medicine, for religious ceremonies, beauty treatments, and they also used them for food. I don't know. I don't like the taste of essential oils, but who knows? And then there's more oils. If you're reading different places, and every place has a different amount of essential oils listed in the Bible. One reason would be because when Martin Luther left the church way back when, he took 7 books out of what was then the Bible. And I'm not making a criticism. I don't know if he was right or wrong. He thought he was right, and that's good enough for me. But I I read both Bibles, and then I have a Bible that I also read through, and I read through them all, but takes me a while. But the one that I read through, that I don't read every single word, but it's a 12-step essential Bible, so that I just read the steps as it goes through. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that. You don't have to read any Bible if you don't want to. I love you anyway. Whatever you do, we love you. We want all religions or no religions to be a part of all of this. Certain groups, religious groups, feel that we receive power from God's word, and medicine contains no such power. So that's people that are totally against religion, or I'm sorry, not religion, but totally against medicine. And I really believe I like to live natural in all areas of my life. I live as natural as I can. And I would prefer to use essential oils. I go to doctors that are okay with that. I go to a hospital that uses essential oils. Um, but I'm not against doctors or all, I'm against too many pills. But let's face it. Oops, I forgot to turn my phone on. I'm just going to let it ring. Um, there's so many things that they've learned in the last 78 years I've been alive. There's so many things that they can help us with. What I don't like to do for me personally is to use actual medicine if I don't have to. But obviously, I'm 78 and I am on a couple of meds, but I use oils with them. I use both. I do believe that oils were ordained by God because God created plants before he created animals and people. And I believe it's Dr. David Stewart that he's written many books. He's the one that said, um, I read a quote by him that God created plants before animals and people because he knew they would need we would need them for food and for medicine. And I still think it's the best way to go for medicine if you can. So I do believe they were divinely ordained. And the other thing with me, when I first started my oil business, I, I didn't know anybody still used oils. And somebody mentioned it to me, happened to be a 20-year-old girl. She was coming up the river to go to meetings, and I was like 50 something. And she said, "Oh, in your massage business, which I was just starting, you should use essential oils." So that was my introduction. And when she mentioned it to me, I started getting goosebumps all over. And when I talk about it, like right now, I get goosebumps running up and down my spine. So I believe that God meant for me to use essential oils. And I do believe in the anointing power. And people don't mention anointing, etc., too much, but I'm going to mention it here. I've been doing oils since, well, I started that business in 1920. Wait a minute, 2020. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. Uh, and I had been using oils since the year 2000. That's when I started my business. So I feel I'm meant to use oils, and I feel like I want to share with you about oils so that you'll come to love them and use them and benefit from them. But if you don't, it's okay. There's one story in the Bible in Mark where the woman bled for something like 12 years, and the medical profession at that time couldn't help her. And, you know, that happens still nowadays. So that's why I encourage my friends if they're having trouble. I have one friend that's had horrible problems for many years. And I think, well, why wouldn't you, if you're having trouble for a bunch of years, why wouldn't you go ahead and try the oils? But we're good friends, but she just doesn't believe me, I guess. I don't know. But anyhow, I'm doing a massage 3 times a week now on a fellow that I met, I believe, is the week before Thanksgiving. And he had had pain for 20 years. He tripped in a small hole with something. He was carrying something heavy and had pain ever since. So with the massage, and of course I use essential oils, I do a deep tissue massage, and he doesn't have pain now. Now he went out of town for 3 weeks in February, and he had pain after about a week. But as long as he's doing the 3 massages, he's not having pain. So we're hoping that maybe after a period of time he won't have pain at all. But I can't guarantee that. But I think it's kind of interesting. It's a true story, and it's a wonderful family. He's married and kids and all that. So, and he's a little older, but she still has one young one at home. So you can have, they have something else that they call a fragrant offering, because of course oils, I don't think they taste good, but oils do have a fragrance that's really a blessing. For thousands of years, frankincense was used and still is used for many, many, many things. Dr. Hill says, when in doubt, bring Frank out. And so a lot of us in the company I'm with use that term a lot. When in doubt, bring Frank out. If you can't find information on anything else, use frankincense. I know when my last dog had cancer, I used frankincense and he was healed. And not to say that would happen all the time, because another thing with people, uh, I read several places where priests and ministers uh, don't really like to pray for people that are way over 80 to be healed, because everybody has a time to go. There's going to be a time, and but we want to pray for people to be able to get through whatever it is they have to get through till they get to the other side. And I believe that too. My mother, she was 88 to 90 when she was having some problems. And she was blessed because she didn't have problems till that age. That's a wonderful thing. Pray for God to heal me. And I didn't tell her this, but I mean, it's time to go home. And so I'm praying that you get through this easily. But that's what I was thinking. And she was real upset that God didn't heal her. But, there comes a time to go. And so we have to ask for God's will also. 70% of the books in the Bible happen to mention essential oils. And one of the things that happens with music and scents, smelling, uh, they help. These two can reach areas that nothing else can. So if you have, say, cancer, chemo won't work with it. It'll work with some, as we all know people that have been healed. There's wonderful healings with cancer now, but um, if it's in the brain, chemotherapy can't reach. It can't get through the blood-brain barrier where essential oils can. And so I know in the dog, even aromatherapy, um, if if there's a behavior problem, we use not only essential oils, there's balance and several others, but meditation music. These things help us. But not everything helps us. Many things don't through the blood-brain barrier. And the reason essential oils do is because they're so small. The molecules are so small. So I think that's interesting. And it's something that might encourage you to use oils if you've got any kind of a problem. And also during history, there were a couple of times where the bubonic plague hit. One time in England, um, and it looked like every lots of people were dying. And here the thieves were breaking into people's houses, stealing things, and they weren't dying. So when one got caught, he was asked why are thieves living and other people aren't? And they were using 5 essential oils, and we have On Guard, which has 5 of those oils and a couple others. And I'm telling you, myself and several members of our family during COVID, we used them. And you don't want to use them every single day because if you don't have to, because you can get immune to something. But when we would go out or have people in on the rare occasions we would, and sometimes you just have to go out. I wasn't even doing a massage then because I didn't want to get it. But I don't think I'll do that again. I won't quit it. I'm just going to use the On Guard. But it worked. It kept us from getting sick. And emotions. We're not, essential oils really help emotions and emotional problems. But this is going to be just a study about history and oils and what they do. And it's going to be mostly physical. But let me tell you, it can help. Um, I have somebody close to me that's really helped with, who is a bipolar and has really helped with some of the essential oils. And if you want to know which of these, you can always contact me. But there's, I already talked about this. The numbers of times oils are mentioned in the Bible are a little bit different wherever you read, but there's over 1,000 times when it doesn't necessarily. It might mention scent, but it's talking about essential oils. So they might say oils 191 times, but there's over 1,000 times when oils they kind of are insinuating oils by the words that they're using. This title of this card, I put healing oils are all essential. They really are. They're all essential because they're they just work. They're essential. oils are the lifeblood of the plant. And so, if it's the lifeblood of the plant, just think how it could help you. They're necessary for life. And these essential oils work for people and pets. I also an animal aromatherapist. And I said in the beginning I was never going to use frankincense on my pet because it's one of the more expensive oils. Now, if you look at it per drop, it's not expensive. And a bottle of essential oil, no matter what it is, frankincense or the cheapest is lemon. I think it's $12 a bottle now, but used to be 10. And I think that the frankincense, I never look at the price. I just order because I need what I need. And if I don't have money, I can't order, of course. But if I have money, I get what I need. But frankincense is one of the most expensive oils. And I swear I wouldn't use it on my dogs. But when my dog got cancer, guess what? And I didn't have, doctors, vets are expensive, and their medicine is more expensive than people medicine. So I used, because I had a frankincense here anyway. And he did live a few years longer. Then he got hit by a car. So it wasn't any illness that got him. And I love that dog. I think about that dog every day still. I love the dogs I have, but that one was really special. But at any rate, he um, he was healed, and I was so grateful. So now, for my animals, I put copaiba, which is good for pain, in one water bowl in the kitchen, and then I put one drop, and then I put one drop of copaiba in the water bowl here because that helps pain. My big boy here, Tiger, look, see, oh, isn't he sweet? That big boy, when he was 7 months old, we discovered that he had apparently been born with a bad spine and bad hips. So that's why I use those two particular oils for him. And then he tends to be hyper, and the vet doesn't want him walked more than 3 or 4 times a day for 20 to 30 minutes, or 20 minutes anyhow. And then, but one of those times I go longer than 20, I'll either take him to the alley back here and let him run. There's dogs back there and he's running. And then, or I'll take him to the dog park. But we only go half an hour, 45 minutes. That's more than what he said to do, but that's what we do. And he never shows any sign of pain, but that's how he was born. At one point, he did when he was 7 months older. We wouldn't have taken him to the doctor, vet. But the other thing we do, because he's hyper, and the little dog is diabetic, so we use balance helps diabetes. So I put balance in the diffuser back here, and that helps keep this one calm. Now, it really works better too if you do a massage on his back. And the oils that I do for my own arthritis, I put on him too. Do the back, I massage the back with the oils and do the behind feet, where their little pads are. And you can even go down in between where the pads are. But that really helps calm him down. He's still, I mean, he's more hyper than a lot of dogs, but he's not as hyper as he is without those oils. So that's all I'm going to say about pets today. And that I never heard about, or if I did, I don't remember reading anything about pets and essential oils in the Bible. But certainly, if we love our pets, we'll do anything we can, and it's less expensive than a vet. And if you need some help with your pet, there is a charge. It's just like anything else. I would charge for my service, but even if you're far away, it could be done online. If you live close, I can come to your house and give you some samples and try and look at what would help your dog. And again, many times the dogs are helped. And a lot of it is belief, because if you believe something will help you or your dog, chances are it will. And if you don't believe it, you're just taking something because I'm offering it to you. It might not work. What we believe really affects how we live our life and the outcome of what we do. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Next week, we're going to do 12 Women of the Bible. Thank you. And again, my phone, 480-798-4740. Thanks.